So you landed on a problem.
Yeah.
Its materials are 40% of cost, but what were we doing wrong? What was the real core crux problem that needed to be solved? And we can get into kind of how you guys have approached solving it.
Well, the problem is really threefold in that the first problem was, how do we make the field more efficient? Right? Because today, your average field foreman is spending around 8 hours a month dealing with tasks related to materials management. And in some cases, that's more like 20 hours a month in cases where you're ordering a lot and orders are coming in on a every day or every other day basis. And all of that, right, is time that they could be spending doing installation work and not walking around trying to figure out where the materials are or ordering those materials or playing phone tag with the purchasing agent, clarifying, has something been ordered or what are the exact specs of what needs to be ordered. Problem number two is that the office had to spend a lot of time doing manual data entry because all the orders from the field would come in different formats, right? Some would come in text messages, some would come in emails. Sometimes, we saw cases where people would just take a picture of something and send it over and say, I need this for tomorrow. And the office was spending huge amounts of time just keeping up with processing all those orders, creating all those POs, inputting that into the accounting system. An average PO we found cost $68 from beginning to end just to process. And for some of the companies we work with, they do 1,000 POs a year. Some of them will do 20, 30, 40,000 POs a year. And when you multiply that by $68, you're talking about hundreds of thousands. In some cases, you're talking about millions of dollars a year just in the cost of processing those POs. And I was at a conference recently where one of our customers told us that on average, they were spending 12 emails back and forth with one of their distributors to confirm an order, right? And that, again, it takes up a huge amount of time to just stay on top of all of this. And the third problem also really came down to making sure you're always getting the best price, that you're quoting at the beginning of a project as much as you can, that you're tracking against that original bill of material to see how you're doing compared to how you thought you would be doing, and just having that level of transparency and oversight into the project. Because what we saw is a lot of companies told us, hey, our problem was that we're halfway through a project and we don't know how we're doing, right? We don't know whether we're even going to be profitable on this project because we don't have a tracking system where we can say, how are we doing compared to the estimate? But also to make sure that across all of the different projects we're running, we're buying the same materials at the same price and that our invoices are always matching up what we ordered and what actually got delivered. And, that was the underlying set of problems we saw. And the more that we started diving in, the more we realized, all right, well, there's a lot of over-ordering in our industry, right? There's a lot of waste, and a lot of the time, the over-ordered materials, they get put in a warehouse. And then a problem that we realized was really pervasive is, how do you make sure that the field knows what's in the warehouse and is ordering the materials that are already in the warehouse and not just going back and ordering everything anew from the vendor each single time? Same thing with tools. Yesterday, I was on a call with a customer that told me they think they had $1 million worth of tool inventory that they couldn't account for in any given year, because tools would get checked in and out of jobs. You wouldn't have a system to know which tool was, in maintenance or which tool was on a particular job. And that, again, right, these tools are really expensive. And so the overarching problem was that all of these various pieces of material or these tools, they were all managed in very disparate ways. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't one place where you could click into and say, all right, what have we already ordered? What's coming when? Where are all my tools? What's my warehouse utilization looking like? So that this process could actually be run more efficiently.